Hey, so this coming Monday, I am having a cooking class for the Manchester PAL, Police Athletic League. And I'm going to have a couple helpers, and I'm going to be teaching probably 8 or so youth about cooking. And you know, one of the things I really want to stress, I think is so important, is how food transcends cultures. So what I'm doing is I'm doing something that I see in cultures all around the world that are pretty universal. For example, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a variety of different wraps. And so starting over at Asia, I am going to make Lumpia Shanghai. This is a Filipino dish. My wife is from the Philippines, and it's like an appetizer, and it uses, these are all different, this is a sweet chili sauce. This is a banana ketchup, and I want to see how the kids like that. These are the spring rolls, and I'm actually going to make the filling later on today, and you can see that. But the rest of this we're going to do. So I'm also doing Mexican, and we all know about Mexican with like fajitas and quesadillas and tacos. More wraps, onions, avocados. Certainly the onions can be used in almost any culture. And over here, and this is, I've been trying to think of how to integrate this. Here is some Eastern European foods. I've got a Ukrainian bread here, some blini. This is, an Eastern European has many varieties of this. One of these comes from Lithuania, and the other one actually comes from Ukraine. And they are a roasted vegetable dip, and they are almost like our ketchup condiment, and there is a preponderance of flatbreads, and so we're going to make some tasty things for the kids and see what they say. Hey, so now what we're going to do is we are going to make filling for our Lumpia Shanghai. That is a delicious spring roll that originated in the Philippines. You know, I should tell everybody, I highly recommend that you go to an Asian market, because you can find so many things that you don't know about, or unless you may be Asian and you know about all of them. But like, I've had to learn the long way through assimilation. But here are spring roll pastries that you roll these in. And so I'm going to start by smashing this garlic. And I'm thinking, I don't think I need that. Oh, by the way, I love shortcuts. No, it's not as good as having to peel it, but when I peel it, my fingers, it kind of corrodes my fingers, sorry. But anyhow, now I'm gonna take, this is Hawaiian sea salt. I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna put that right on the garlic, and then we're gonna just mince. The salt makes it easier to mince. And we want this to be a fine mince. So here we are. This is about 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. I'm throwing that right on top. That also included the salt. This is about a teaspoon of garlic powder. Yes, we need that flavor. Toasted sesame seeds. So basically, my wife taught me how to make lumpia. And I'm not bragging, but for some reason now, she always asks me to taste the filling. Couple tablespoons of sesame seeds. And this is a darker sesame oil, and you don't need much. That is about a teaspoon. All right, and then some black pepper. And then finally, no, not finally, there's one more after this. Some soy sauce, and this is Silver Swan. It is a Filipino soy sauce, and it's delicious. It's a little bit darker than what you're normally used to. And I put in about 2 tablespoons there. And then again, as I said, I like shortcuts. Again, this isn't quite as good as peeling all that ginger and then mincing it. But for the sake of time, we have got about a tablespoon, and I'm going to say a half of the minced ginger. And do I want to? No, I'll add it later. I'll add the hot later. I like to put a little hot in it. Then basically you just mix this by hand. All right, so I mixed thoroughly, added all the ingredients, and there we have our pork filling for the Lumpia Shanghai. Hey, while I've got you all here, let me give you a quick tour of the floor of the house here that we're in. We just actually had the kitchen remodeled last year. I'm very proud of my cutting board. I love my cutting board. I'll just put that out there. But then if you come over here, I just want to introduce you to Bruno. He's not always like that. And then back here, if you can follow me through here, this is my stereo room. We'll talk about that a little later. I've been told I'm eccentric when it comes to high-end audio. But what I really wanted to show you is something that we're going to be using out there. I don't know, can we see that, George? Bruno can see it. He wants to go out. All right, that is my charcoal grill. I am a firm believer in charcoal. I like natural lump charcoal. It burns hot, stays hot longer, and that's just how I cook. And I'm going to show you about that, and maybe I'll make you a gas convert. All right, or make you a charcoal convert from gas. All right, Bruno, stay out there. All right, great. Hi, folks. Chef Fred again here from Celebrations Catering. Today we're going to finish those lumpia that we started. And basically, you go to any Asian market, you can get various types of spring roll wrappers. I think I'll just save that for now. And it's really simple. It's kind of like rolling a thin burrito, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So these are very thin, they're stuck together, but basically you peel them apart. And here's that pork mixture. And you just you don't want it too thick because this is actually going to be cooked from a raw state. And sometimes it's even easier to cook them. You can make these like this, put them in the freezer and cook them frozen. So you need to make sure that the amount of pork that you're using is small enough that it cooks completely in the oil. And you just pretty much press it down. I get the roll started, and then I fold these, which I don't think my wife does, but that's what I'm gonna do. And you're supposed to roll them tight. You just take your time. Then when you get to the edge, you just do a little bit of flour. This helps keep that edge sealed in the oil. And basically, that is a lumpia. All right, well, the timer just went off at 3 minutes. I threw a spatter screen on this and turned the fan on. I'm going to turn the fan off now so it's not interfering with me talking. But I'm going to pull these. I just put them on paper towel to drain. I'm leaving that oil on. Now, to me, this is very important with that raw pork. I'm going to actually take an internal temperature with one of these food thermometers. and I'm going to get a reading. And my reading now is going, well, I'm already up to 160. And climbing, these are done, okay? That's how I know. So I'm putting this fan back on, and we're gonna cook these other ones. Here we are. So, enjoy your Lumpia Shanghai. Okay.